Good morning, madam.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine. What about you?
Fine. Okay. Can I have your resume?
Yes, sure, ma'am.
Yes. Your name?
My name is Gauri Shankar.
Where are you from?
I am from Warangal.
Okay. So tell me about yourself.
First of all, thank you for shortlisting me and giving me opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Gauri Shankar Kuragala. I am living in Hyderabad, but I was born and brought up at Warangal, and I have completed my graduation in 2022 in Balaji Institute of Technology, Narsanpet. Coming to family. My family is of 5 members. My father, mother, and two elder sisters, and me. My hobbies are watching movies, playing football, and spending time with family and friends. Coming to my strengths, I'm a quick learner. I can work with and without teams. I am good at listening to people, and I can manage. I will speak after listening to what they say. My weakness is working over clock. My short-term goal is to place in a good company like yours, and long-term goal is to get settle in a good position.
Hmm.
That's it. That's all about me.
Okay. Do you have done any academic project?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is your project name?
Corporated spectrum sensing using cognitive radio.
Okay. Can you explain about your project briefly?
Yes, madam. According to IEEE 802.22, our project is to determine the vacancy spectrum bands in digital television channels and utilize them using cognitive radio. I'll put it in a simple way. There will be a secondary user and primary user. When primary users are given more importance and channel is used for them, at the time when they are not using the channel, it will be empty. If we do not use the channel, it will be waste of resource. So we'll utilize the channel like empty bands, and we'll allocate them to secondary users, which are non-licensed users, and in that way we'll make a.
Okay. What is the role you have played in your project?
I have collected all the data and made all the project documents. I have given seminars. All the seminars I have attended all the seminars.
Okay. Are you comfortable with which programming language?
Java.
Java. Do you have any knowledge on SQL?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's fine. Rate yourself out of 5 in Java.
4, ma'am.
4.
4.5.
Okay. So what is class loader in JVM?
Class loader is a part of JRE, Java Runtime Environment, which dynamically loads the class into JVM, which means Java Virtual Machine. And class loader is of 3 types. And class loader loads the .class files into from hard disk to memory and checks whether the bytecode instructions are correct or not. If there is any instruction more than the code needed, it will terminate it and produces error messages. And if the bytecode is correct, bytecode instructions are correct, then it will allocate the memory. Java class loader subsystem will allocate the memory for the class.
Okay. What is sandbox model?
Sandbox model is nothing but security for Java, which is done in 3 different levels. First is class loader, second is code verifier, and
bytecode verifier.
And third one is security manager. In class loader, different systems have different .class files. So class loader will check it is valid or not. In bytecode verifier, it checks the bytecode instruction or bytecode is downloaded from a particular .class file or not. and it is done by using bytecode verifier.
Okay.
Coming to third, security manager. In security manager, when we execute, it will before execution or execution, it will again check the bytecode instructions and the dot class files valid or not.
Valid or not. Okay. Explain the types of loadings.
There are only two types of loadings. Those are static and dynamic. In static, the block of code is downloaded into RAM. Into RAM. So after loading into RAM, it may or may not be executed. Whereas in dynamic, the block of code is executed or loaded into RAM only if it is needed. Execution is when it's at the time of execution.
So
So
JVM follows which type of loading?
So JVM follows dynamic loading because the time JVM also follows dynamic loading. The
Okay.
time
Difference between JDK and JRE.
JRE is Java Runtime Environment and JDK is Java Development Toolkit. JRE is contains less space, and JDK contains takes more space because it contains JRE and JVM as well as JRE is used for in to run the program or application, and JDK is used for development of application. Mainly JRE is used for running and also for plugging plugging a browser for an applet. Whereas for JDK, it is used for creating and executing the program.
Okay. So what are the memory allocations available in Java? What are the memory allocations?
There are five types. There are five types of memory allocations, like method area and heap, Java stacks, PEC registers, and native methods. First of all, coming to method area, the class code and method code as well as static variables and static methods are stored on method area. Coming to heap, the objects are created in heap and stored in it. In Java stacks it is a process of LIFO, last in and first out. So it is the area where the methods are executed. The Java stacks are divided. The Java stacks are divided into some parts called frames, where each frame consisting of different methods to be executed. And coming to the PC registers, it contains the instructions or contains address of the next instruction to be executed. Whereas in native method, this is a method area. This is a kind of method area where the methods of C and C++ are executed.
Okay. So what part of memory stack or heap is cleaned in the garbage collection process?
Whatever heap or stacks in garbage collections, garbage for collector firstly marks the unreferred objects, and then in deletion process it deletes the both unreferred objects from the heap or stacks.
Okay. So differentiate between program and process.
Program is a set of instructions. Program is a set of instructions that are designed to perform a task, and whereas a program is an interface of a class which is being executed, whereas program is a passive, and process is an active.
Okay. Can we make a main thread as a daemon thread?
No, we cannot make main thread as daemon thread. because at the starting of the program we have to make a daemon thread, but as soon as program runs, the main method runs from there. So we cannot make a main method as a daemon thread. Main thread as.
Okay. So differentiate between no SQL and SQL.
SQL is relative database, and NoSQL is distributed data type, whereas SQL is scaled vertically, and it is scaled horizontally, whereas SQL is a static schema, and whereas NoSQL is dynamic schema. SQL performs on or works on tables using tables, whereas NoSQL performs on documents, graphical graphs, and key based and key pair based. That's it.
That's it.
And
Hmm.
it uses SQL and it uses NoSQL unstructured query language.
Okay. So how to remove duplicate rows in SQL? Okay, you need to write down the query.
Okay.
Okay, na? So listen carefully. What is the query I am asking? How to remove duplicate rows in a table? For suppose if the row is repeated for multiple times, how you can delete it? Okay, write down the query.
So this is query for multiple times repeated multiple repeated rows to delete a multiple repeated rows. De-
Okay. Group by ID. Group by ID having count of ID greater than 1. So you need to use group by clause and having clause also.
Okay. Oh, sorry, having.
Group by ID.
Group by ID?
If the repeated rows are you are having means on which column you need to apply? ID column,
ID.
right?
Yes,
Having count of ID greater than 1. Write down, I will give you one query. Again, write down the query for that. Write a query to find all the employees whose salary is between 5,000 to 10,000.
Okay.
Okay, write down the query. So the persons whose salary is there between 50,000 to 10,000, 50,000 to 1 lakh.
Okay.
Okay, na? Or any range you can take, either 5,000 to 10,000 or 50,000 to 1 lakh. Right. Okay, that's fine. So write a query to fetch the department wise count of employees, okay, sorted by department count in ascending order. Okay, did you understand my question or shall I repeat it? Repeat.
Yes.
See, write a query to fetch the department wise count of employees, okay, sorted by department count, okay, in ascending order. Yes, write down the query for that. Order by, you're writing ordered, grouped, order by. Okay. Now write down another query. Write a query to calculate the even and the odd records in a table.
Okay.
For suppose table is there, you need to retrieve odd records. That means 1, 3, 5, 7 like that, and even records 2, 4, 6, 8 like that.
Okay.
Write down the query for that.
Wait.
That is for even number retrieving.
Yes.
What about for odd number? See, roll number comma 2 brackets close then equal to 0.
Okay.
So in the same way, how we can retrieve odd records?
All records.
Equal to only. Why you are representing not equal to symbol? Is it possible? Equal to 1. So when you are doing modulo, if the remainder will be 1 means it is going to retrieve odd records.
When we divide it, if remainder is 1, it is odd.
Yeah, have your seat.
Thank you.
So your technical round is completed. Okay. So what are your salary expectations?
I'm not expecting much. I'm expecting according to my skills and my skills provided in a resume, as well as my academic, my graduation, and as per company norms and conditions.
Okay. Will you work on weekends?
Yes, madam.
Will you work in overnights?
As I'm a hard worker, I'm willing to work more overtime.
Overtime. Okay. So do you have any questions to ask me?
Is there anything I have to improve?
Yes. So while writing your the queries, not only the queries, while you are saying answering, you are not having confidence. Okay. So please improve your confidence levels. Okay, now and okay, that's it. And improve your communication skills also. Okay, but most of the people are not giving a proper sentence formation. Okay, now please make proper sentence formation. And yeah, that's it. Okay, your interview is completed. For further information, our HR will contact with you.
Thank you.
Okay.